I don't know what
Must
I
just need
did.
you to log in and log out.
I don't know some shit. I have no stupid. Setting up your live YouTube live. All right, now I gotta figure a way because it's a delay. I'm gonna hear the delay in my headphones.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm hearing the yeah. I gotta turn the volume. I gotta mute. Ah, there you go. I muted the live stream so I can't hear it like on the actual page. This way I
Yeah,
don't hear
yeah,
like a
good idea.
double shebang. Then I got to figure out where comments are. Oh, there we go. So the chats are right there. Okay. All right. Just in case we do see anybody chatting. But for now, we can just chat like we would normally do. And then whoever hops on and wants to talk to us, you know, it's all well and good.
Cool.
So what's up, dude?
All good over here. How was the Boston Marathon?
Boston Marathon was good. Got out of it what I fully expected to due to lack of, you know, being able to train the way I wanted to since I was, fighting injury while I was over in New Jersey with my calf and then a tight Achilles and all that stuff. So to me, like, so just, I think the CrossFit and everything helped, but so I was able to, I beasted the hills and I was actually like, my pace was actually better than I expected because I was like, I'm not gonna like kill myself. Even though I feel good, I was like, I could just, run with it and just be like, go really, really fast and then just conk out at the end and just be like, I'll bang time. But I wasn't really caring about time. So it was like, since I'm not caring about time and I feel comfortable at like a 9:45. I was running about a 9:45 pace, and I was like, my heart rate was like 120.
Nice.
Like it was like bare. Like my average heart rate was like 120 when I finished. So cardio wise, like completely fine. Like I could have ran much faster. I was like, because I'm sitting the whole time going, like I could breathe fine. Even up the hills, I was fine. It was the only thing was just like just my legs were not. I didn't have the miles under my legs,
Yeah.
so they were they were just heavy. And after a while, like once I got to like the hills, like about mile 18, that's when the battle began. Because at 50, and I was like, I told the guys, I was like, you know what, I'm feeling all right. I was like, we might go faster. It's like so, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play conservative and just still, keep my pace where I'm at, save it for the hills,
And
and
you
then
had
like.
two guides for this.
Yeah, until Liz conked out. She conked out at about mile 17. We lost her.
Oof.
Yeah, she was like,
I
well,
saw that
I
on
already,
your
I already heard her heavy breathing at like the halfway
yeah, I
point.
saw that on your I caught that
It,
on your Facebook Live.
yeah, I was like, she's already I was like, she's kind of, I can hear her breathing heavy, like halfway through, and I'm like, uh-oh. And so I kind of figured, yeah, sooner or later, I don't know if she was gonna make it or not. She's like, I had nothing, Mike. She's like, I don't know what happened. She's like, it just wasn't there. Um, I'm like, it's all right. I can
Happens,
hear,
doesn't it? It
yep.
happens.
And I can hear her voice being like, don't wait for me, but like picture in British, and British speak, you know. I can know. She's like, yeah, no, no. She's, I didn't want you to wait for me or anything. And I made sure that last mile in honor of her to run the whole thing and not walk it because I was already kind of run walking like after mile 21, I think, or around, 2021.
So
I was
how
like,
come you decided this is your last one?
oh, because I really want to focus on like BMX now.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't even gonna run. Last year was supposed to be my last one, but then I felt bad that it didn't that Liz wasn't able to join me because she was supposed to join me last year. And I was like, all right. I was like, well, since it didn't work out because they got back to us so late, I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to, I was like, I already qualified because I did West Haven at 401. So I was like, well, I already qualified for next year. I was like, I really didn't want to run another Boston again. But I was like, but at the same time, I felt I owed, it was owed to Liz to come and
Ah,
do this.
okay.
So, and she didn't know that when she found when she met up with me at the train station in the morning. I said, oh, I'm only really doing this for you. And she's like, I feel bad now. I'm like, no, don't feel bad. I was like, it makes it more special now. I was like, this is the reason why, like, I wanted to do this. I said, I told you I want you as a guide, and I promised you that last year, and it just, things didn't work out. I was like, so here we are. Let's do it.
Nice.
And of course, like, it was funny, just like we ended up having the same shoes because I realized, like, my shoes that I got in November for Boston, the right foot was really bothering me. So I was like, I can run these old 1-year-old carbon plated Pumas I had. I figured I would just, whatever, since I really wasn't going for time. Um, but they were like giving me shit for it. Like, well, Liz was. She's like, you didn't bring shoes? I was like, I'm gonna run in the shoes I'm wearing. Yeah. She's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, that's what I do. I was like, well, you know what? Tell you what, like if I can find shoes at the expo or wherever, like that's what I'll do. If I can find like a cheap pair or something. If I can find a pair of Saucony endorphin speeds, I'll get those. So mind you, it's like 50, it's like what, 30,000 runners or how many runners, so we like went to the expo, like we were gonna go in the expo, but then like my guy Alex is like, how about we go to the Dick's Sports down the street? It's probably less crowded. And I said, that's fine with me. I don't care. Well, Dick's Sports was a madhouse. So it was no clearer than being at the expo. And they and nobody there knew anything. Like nobody there
Wow.
knew about running. We asked one girl like where the like if they had, the shoes I was looking for. She had no clue. Like they had no clue about where like where nutrition was because I also needed some goos and stuff, which normally for me I could do. Like that's not usually a problem. I'll go to the expo, pick up my goos and things like that at the expo. And sometimes I do bring my own, but so of course Liz was giving me shit for that too, that I didn't bring any, had nutrition. I was like, I usually pick it up at the expo. I don't have a problem. It's not a big deal. I just need some goos and like a bar or whatever. I'm like, I don't nothing crazy. So yeah, but yeah, we looked out, so nothing there. And then we looked and like there's only one other chance, and that was like a Marathon Sports, which is like just a little bit past Dick's. And they had a much better like plan. They were only letting so many in because their store was smaller, so they were only letting a certain amount of people at a time. We like we did before we waited in line, we literally just said to the guy, like we asked the guy, do you think they have these shoes? And he's like, yeah. So we're like, cool. So we're like, we're not gonna wait in line if it's like not worth it. And yeah, so we went in, we managed to get in pretty quickly and asked the girl, I said, listen, I need a size 13 of Saucony Endorphin Speeds. I don't care what color you give me. So she's all right, be right back. And she came out and yeah, my friend Alex is like, he's like, he thought it was gonna be really slim for a size 13 to be
Yeah.
available there. Like if it was a smaller size, more, yeah, probably more common.
In the exact brand and
Yeah, the
model.
same ones as Liz. They're the exact ones she brought is the exact same ones I have that I ended up
That's so
getting.
funny.
Same color, same everything. So I was like, perfect.
So how much is a pair of Sarconis?
Well, those are cheaper. Like they're like I want to say they had to be like 175 or something like that, or yeah, somewhere around there. Whereas
Okay.
like since these are vinyl plated, but though if they're carbon plated ones, the pros, those are like low twos, like 220, I think, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then they have the elites, which are nearly $300. They're like 290, I think. So I was like, I don't mind spending the 175 is not bad. So I was like, because I think I got those. They had my goos, so I picked up all the goos I needed. No, I remember now. I remember. No, I got goos over at. I did get goos at least at Dick's. I did get goos at Dick's at least because they did have
Ah,
that. We found them ourselves. We're like, that's right. We did luck out there. Um, but what did I get? Because I got those and I got, oh, yeah, that's right. I needed some protein bars, and then they had some salt tabs too while I was there. So they had like the rest of the stuff. Like they pretty much had the rest of the stuff that I needed. So I was like, perfect. I'm all fueled up, ready to go. And I think it was like $188 for everything. So I was happy. And, we somehow everything always works out for me. I always tell people, as I told Liz, I go, don't worry, everything always somehow works out for me. Like as crazy as it sounds, every time I come into something and I'm like, forget something or whatever, like something just always works out. So it worked out. Like, we got shoes, we were good to go. shoes, because I couldn't buy like I had to buy those kind of shoes because I couldn't get like regular shoes because you can't wear new regular shoes without breaking them in. That would have been that would have been a nightmare on my feet. So super shoes like foam those kind of shoes you can wear without having to break them in. So I'm like, cool. Yeah, yeah. We just everything else was good. Like we had fun at the dinner, the Achilles dinner. The hotel was nice. Um, yeah, like I said, the race went well. I mean, as I got a 4 hour and 40. I was completely happy with that because that's under 5 hours, and it's pretty much the time. Like that's a better time than I even thought based on my level of training. But obviously, like you and I always say, you don't really lose a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
It takes time to really lose that much. So. And I did run 19 on a treadmill not long before, so I knew like where I was kind of roughly at. So I was like, I could do 19. I was like, so it should be okay. But yeah, no. But dude, I didn't get back home and literally until like 12:30 a.m. like on Monday.
Wow.
It was so exhausted. It was like I was down to like my body battery was down to like 5%.
So you, so what? You went on Saturday morning,
Yeah.
stayed over in the hotel on the Saturday, then did the run, and then after the run,
Well,
came
Monday,
straight
Sunday, it
home.
was Sunday to yeah, Sunday. It was Sunday, yeah, and then the run
Oh,
was on
Sunday.
Monday.
Right.
Yeah, they do it on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, so and then literally it was like we had post race meal. Me and we actually Alex and his wife let us use their shower so we can get like showered and cleaned up, and then her and I ate, had a post race celebration, and then
Nice.
yeah, she headed out to the airport, and because her flight was at 11 p.m.
Wow. So she flew home directly after the run.
Like after we ate, yeah, but she missed like left me there. Like she's like, I'm gonna go there a little early because she had to get there. Like she wanted to make sure she got there with plenty of time and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
International and all that. So and then
Wow.
Alex got me an Uber. My bus wasn't leaving until like 9 p.m. So and ended up being like we left a little bit after that, and then I didn't get in until like 11:40 to New Haven or something. And then I took an Uber from there to home.
Jeez. That is a long day.
But my Uber was cool though, man. My first Uber was his name was Sunday. The Uber from from going from the hotel to where my bus stop was, which my bus stop, by the way, had no indoor waiting area. So I was out in the cold. Luckily, I had like another jacket, so I just put my other jacket on, and I was like a hobo on the side of the street, just like late at night, waiting for like
On your own, in the dark.
in the dark. Yep, waiting. Yeah, which is like feel like I mean, it wasn't really a sketchy part of the town, luckily, so I didn't feel like and somebody else was there waiting also,
Ah.
so it was kind of
So what
like
were you waiting for, like what, like a city bus or
it's like it's Greyhound, but like
oh, a Greyhound?
yeah, it's a
Okay,
Greyhound
yeah.
bus, but basically it's a different kind of company. It's called I think it's owned by Greyhound, but like they're or no, Greyhound owns them. I mean, probably it's called a Flix bus or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, yep. So I got there. A really nice woman helped me find my seat because I got made it all dark and I got inside the bus and I'm just like I can't. That's the hardest thing for me is like sometimes finding where they put the stupid numbers
Yeah.
on your
Tell me about it.
rails and stuff,
It is a nightmare.
right? So I'm like, I just saw a girl sitting down
I
and I
can
said,
tell you though, right, that is not just a nightmare for us low vision people because when I flew to Spain a couple of weeks ago, I was traveling with my wife, Anna, who is fully sighted, and she put us both in the wrong
See, that's
seats,
what I said.
right? And then we had to move, and that's twice she's done that,
It's hilarious.
because
You're like, what the
it's
hell?
not always super obvious, and sometimes the labels are like slightly over to one side, and you're
Oh,
like,
so they're not like,
is
yeah,
that for
okay.
this row
Is
or this
that
row?
row? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I just don't even question it because I'm like, well, she can see, so
Well,
I'll just
yeah,
go
yeah,
and
right.
sit
She
down
must,
where
she
I
must, yeah,
thought.
right. Yeah, I was just go, yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to us a few times now where someone's like come back and said, "Excuse me, you're in my seat,"
But
and
that
you
was
obviously on a
nice.
plane, you've got to sit where your
Yeah,
allocated
right.
seat
Yeah,
is.
you're a sign. Yeah, it's like, yep.
Yeah.
No, I was like, so I found some really nice girl. I looked at her and I just said, "Excuse me." I'm visually impaired. Well, she saw my cane and I said, do you mind? Like, I was like, do you mind helping me find my seat? I was like, just, I'm visually impaired. She's like, yeah, no problem. She even asked me like what I can see. And I was like, oh, I was like, I can see you. I just need to follow you. I can follow you. And yeah, she got me right to, I was 12C and she got me there. So I thanked her. So like I always say,
Was it pretty dark in there as well?
no, the
Usually
lights were
quite
on the
dark.
bus. No, the
All
lights were
right,
on the
okay.
bus. They had the lights on. So that was good. That's what I told her. I was like, I'm good. I can see you. I just don't know where my seat is. I don't know
Yeah,
where the numbers and things are. So she was really nice and no problem. So like I always tell people, yeah, just ask for, anybody who's low vision. Never be afraid to just ask anybody.
yeah. Rather than
Yeah,
just struggle, just
don't just sit there and yeah, like look around. I could have sat there
I
and
used to
look,
do that so often, like you just, really struggle and then have another look and then try again. And
yeah,
nowadays I think like I'm
like
I'm on
no.
so low vision. That's a
You're
waste
just
of
like
time even trying. So I just the nearest person,
like what do you
just
got?
ask right off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah. So that was good. So like yeah, so that was just a long ride and then but yeah, Sunday was cool, man. Sunday I already assumed I wanted to know. Me and Alex were talking before he picked me up. I was like, why do you think his name is Sunday? And I said, I bet you he was born on Sunday. And that's what his parents named him. And that's the exact reason why he was born Sunday. That's why
No
his name's
way.
Sunday, because he was
Wow.
born on a Sunday. And then
Nice.
and then Alex and I were joking that, man, wouldn't it be funny if they were really into like the calendar and like he had a cousin named August, and he has a cousin named August. Like he really does have a cousin named August.
That is freaky.
That
Wow.
is, but super nice guy. Like he was blown away. Like he's like in his mind like the average kind of guy. I mean, he does kind of work out, but nothing crazy. And I told him how I just did the Boston Marathon. He's, oh, it's amazing. He's like, oh, he's clapping for me in the car and everything. Yeah, he was. He was super awesome. He was an awesome super driver. And he's like, I go, yeah, well, I go, that was, yeah, I'm done. I go, this is like my 21st. He goes, your 21st? He's like, you are not normal, my friend. He's like, that is not. He's like, I go, I don't know. I mean, like, I always feel like I'm like, other people could do this, I'm not, he's like, no, no, no. He's like, if you've never been told this, let me be the first to tell you that that is not normal. You are something else, man. But that you are not normal. He was like,
That's nice.
he's like, that's amazing. I go, thank you. And yeah, he was really like, he's like, I am gonna tell this story to everybody that come I can, all my friends. I had a guy in the
Wow.
car that did this many marathons and does all this stuff, and he's visually impaired, and like he was like totally like yeah, blown away. So it really
Nice.
makes you like realize
But you
like
just
I
get
know.
used to it, don't you?
Oh
Acclimate.
yeah, yeah. You're like because it's like we're involved in the kind of same kind of communities, and like we're into like athletics, and like we're always like I know better people. Like, and I'm sure as
Yeah,
athletes that
yeah,
are
yeah.
faster and better than you are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so to me, like I'm like, no, no, like I'm okay. Like I'm not, and it's like, but you forget that's not normal, really. It isn't. Like the people that we surround ourselves with, like, aren't normal.
Yeah.
They're not the average.
No.
So it's like, yeah, so to hear somebody be like, no, 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 like that's crazy, man. He's like, that's insane. You did, and I go, oh yeah, a couple years I've done 3 marathons. One time I did 4 marathons in one year. He's like, you did four in one year? He's like, that's nuts. So yeah, we had a nice time. So I told him I was like, yeah, I talked to him about his name. He told me about his name and how he got it, and I said it must have been rough growing up, having a name like Sunday because kids probably made fun of him. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah. When I grew up, I was tough. He's like, now I love it. I go, yeah. He goes, but it's like super unique, man. I go, I'm Mike. It's like the most common name ever. I go, and it's at least like you got a cool name, man. Like you must. I was like, oh yeah, now I love it. And he was like my age.
Oh,
He was
no
40.
way.
He was like 46. He's only
Huh.
slightly older. So he's not much older. So he was around our age.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then I had Muhammad, uh, which ended up being Kismet when he picked me up on in New Haven. He was in New Haven and he lives in Naugatuck and he
No
was
way.
about to head home. So he's like, worked perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Great job for him. Yeah.
And he's 11 years in the United States. He used to be in Syria. He left Syria because of the war.
Yeah.
He's one of the refugees, and he had to choose between like Canada and living in the United States, and he said he decided to choose the United States, and we had just had a really nice conversation about like just just being thankful for every day and how not blah 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 and like just different things, job and and how
Hmm.
things are in Syria and things are here, and I don't know, he was like a really cool guy. So
Nice.
yeah, so just ended up having just like overall, yeah, between Liz coming down, for it and the race going well and and getting everything done and finishing safely and then getting home, yeah, manage to navigate back in the dark and all that kind of stuff. So I think overall, yeah, yeah, that was an overall good thing. And I know you were out having a nice romantic evening, a weekend with your friend Chris. How did that go with your experiment?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm super lucky that that charity, Charlotte Tandems, gave us that bike
Yeah.
to use, and then we it was actually Chris's idea. He'd worked out there's a pretty good route. And originally we were gonna go most of the way down the canal because you can get a long way there down the canal, which we thought would be nice and scenic and no traffic, no big vehicles or anything.
Right.
But we wanted to take a small tent and a small amount of cooking supplies, and we figured it's going to be really difficult getting it on the bike. Um, and then the weather forecast was set to rain, and we were like, oh, if it's going to rain, we probably want waterproof gear and we probably want a tent each because we've got like super small tents that are just big enough, really. You could just about get two guys in there,
Oh,
but
okay.
getting two guys in there plus two sets of bags and gear, and then when you take off all your wet clothing and muddy stuff, there's nowhere to put it. So we thought, I know, we'll take two tents, two small little tents, like what we do when we go on, other, expeditions and adventures, canoe trips and stuff. Um, so then we figured, like, how are we going to get all this on a bike? Like two tents, cooker, some food supplies, changes clothes, sleeping bags, all that stuff. So that's how we ended up thinking about getting a little trailer. And some of them were pretty expensive and way bigger than what we needed. We only needed something really small. And then that's when I found on Amazon the little pet carriers, pet trailers, which are originally for putting a small dog in. And we were like, wait a minute, if we get one of them, if it's big enough to get a dog in, that's big enough to get two sleeping bags, two tiny little tents, and a few, personal effects, change of clothes, that sort of stuff. But that meant, I don't know if it's the same in the US or in your neighborhood, but around here, a lot of the canal paths or pavements that go along the side of the canal, they put in what we call kissing gates and turnstiles to stop people going down there on
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
motorcycles or other things. And you can get through on a normal bicycle because you have to maneuver it in a certain way.
Yeah, right.
But we figured, would we get a tandem through it? Probably just about. But would we get a tandem and a trailer through it? We were thinking that might be too much messing. So we then changed the route and we predominantly went on the roads and certain cycle routes that we knew, were going to be pretty big. So we could get there. But yeah, it's pretty good. It was about 21, 22 miles to get there. There was just the odd place where we got stuck or the terrain was a bit inappropriate for our vehicle.
Mm.
Um, there was one point when we went up through the forest and it was like a muddy trail. And this has got like road tires on it, so the bike just kept sinking and the
Oh
trailer
boy.
was getting stuck. So we ended up pushing it up the hill, through the forest, and then down the other side. But other than that, it was brilliant. And the weather turned out super nice. It was cold. Got down to like probably, I don't know, in American, it'd be like 36, 38 degrees,
That's pretty like
which is a bit chilly for
bit
sitting out.
chilly,
And we
sure.
weren't allowed to have a fire because we're in the forest. So we were just sat there wrapped up in our uh, jackets and stuff, um,
Cuddling.
cuddling, yeah, drinking cold drink. And it was quite cool as well because when we got there, we'd packed, I don't know if you ever used them, but they're pretty common over here. You can get them from most like camping stores, like the little ration packs that you add
Oh,
water
like an
to.
MRE,
Yeah, that sort of
like
thing.
that
And
kind
you
of
just
thing.
add
Okay.
boiling hot water and it like
Yes,
rehydrate,
yeah, yep,
like
yep, yep,
dehydrated food.
yep, yep.
Um, so we took a couple of ration packs, one for an evening meal and one for breakfast the next morning. They're super light, dead small to pack, really good to do. And but they're not the best, you know what I mean? They're not like amazing
Oh
food.
no, it'll get the job done,
Yeah,
right?
it get the job done if you stuck on, space and stuff. And anyway, we're sat there just chilling out, having a drink, and a trailer turned up to the camping ground that hand makes wood-fired pizzas to order.
What?
And we were like, goodbye, ration packs. Hello, pizza.
Heck
So,
yeah.
and they had a really cool system. They were like, look, we make it all by hand. We've got so much dough, so many ingredients. You tell us what you want, and we will make a, handmade pizza right here to order. Takes a couple of hours, so just tell us what you want and roughly what time you would like it. So we ordered one for 6:30 p.m. and they were like, great, come back, 2.5 hours, your pizza will be ready. And we were like, awesome. No need for us to cook, no need to eat the ration packs. So we just went to the pub, had a couple of drinks. The pub was about, I would say, about a 20-minute walk
Oh,
from
nice.
where we were in the forest. It's not
Right.
too bad, just down the road, like a main road. So we walked down there, had a few beers, had a leisurely walk back, went to this little pizza trailer, and like literally everybody on that camping ground had the same idea. I think everyone had gone, right, we're not cooking tonight. There's a pizza van here. Let's all order a piece. And they were just throwing them out like left, right, and centre. It was a really, really amazing pizza. And after doing, 20 odd miles of cycling and hiking over a big hill, it was just like just tasted like the best pizza I've ever had in my whole life. Um, it was awesome. And the guys in
Very
the pub
nice.
were pretty cool as well because the guys in the pub gave us a carry out. So when we were leaving, we asked if we could have a few beers to take out onto the street with us. Um, and they gave us two bottles each. So we managed to
Hmm.
carry them back. Not that we'd brought a bag or anything, so we weren't planning on carrying them by hand. But so we carried them back and yeah, we had them back at the tent and it was a really nice night. No rain, no major wind or anything. It was pretty sheltered by all the trees around there. So yeah, it was a great night's camping. And then we just took our time coming back the next day. On the Sunday, we just sort of 5 miles of riding, stopped, had a quick chat, a quick drink, and another 5 miles. Um, and we came a slightly longer way home, but just purely on the roads, like the normal vehicle roads. We didn't go on any of the trails or any of the canals. We just stuck to the main roads. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice. Any future plans now that that went successful?
We haven't got any cycling ones planned as such. Well, we'll be doing a canoe one again because we're all itching to get out on the water. Now it's warm. We're itching to get out and do, maybe a 40, 50, 60 miler in the canoes, down one of the rivers and do a bit of camping. Um, but we're waiting for Matt, who you know, to get a new
Yeah,
canoe.
just a
He's
measure.
between vessels at the moment, so he currently doesn't have a canoe that will take his weight. Um, so we're just waiting for him to get a new one. So we'll see, yeah. So but I think we would like to do that ride again and
Yeah,
go back to that exact camping ground. Now we know the route and we know that the camping site is pretty good. It's got good facilities, good toilets. We know where the pub is, walking distance. So we'll probably do that route again. That was really cool.
because I've not I reached out to my friend Scott now. I was like, because I saw when you did that, I was like, man, that's exactly what I want to do with my tandem. Except I want to I want to build a bike camper so
Wow.
you can camp inside it. Two people.
Wow.
Uh, so that would be really cool. Same thing. Hook it up. Yeah, hook the
I tell you what was
phone
really cool. Like we were going down the hills and we were going so fast, because of the
up.
weight of the trailer. Like there was a lot of hills where we probably need new brake blocks because Chris was having to like put the brakes on quite a lot just to keep us at a reasonable speed. Like
Yeah, right.
on certain roads, we were like struggling. We were catching up to cars. And Chris was having to hit the brakes because we're like, we can't undertake a car with a trailer. Um, And he
Definitely
was
is.
like, he said to me, he said, dude, he said, we may have a real problem here. We literally might burn out the brakes because some of these hills were like 1 to 2 miles long.
Oh yeah.
And we were just heavy on the brakes the whole time. And we hadn't thought to take spare brake blocks or anything.
Yeah, but yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
But then
That,
the next day, we had to cycle up those hills. And that's when we really felt the weight of the trailer.
oh boy.
It was like having an anchor on the back of the bike, just pulling us back down. So if you do build a camper, bear that in mind.
Oh yeah. Watch out for hills or well, you know what they do? There's a company I know that actually I think they make like you can put a electric motor on a regular bike.
Yes.
Like can kind of convert it to an e-bike away in a way. So
Yeah.
that would be an idea also. But yeah, I know, yeah, hills would be yeah, really interesting. I think it'd be kind of cool if you built one like a pop-up camper,
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
so you just be nice and flat.
Yeah.
And then just yeah, when you get to where you're gonna
That would
go,
be good
just
because then it wouldn't be getting caught in the wind either. The
yeah,
wind
right, yeah,
because
right.
I think
Yep.
the one we had was like a big square.
Yeah, I
So
saw.
even
Yeah,
if
right.
it didn't have much weight in it, it still wouldn't have wasn't very aerodynamic. Um, but hey, it was cool and
No, this is great.
I brought it home. It collapsed down. Took the wheels come off it. The whole thing folds flat, and
Oh,
it's now
okay.
in my. You've been here. I've only got a tiny little
Yeah.
garage. Um, Now it's mostly cut back
How did
to
it
be.
attach to the back?
Um, it had basically like you took the wheel spindle out,
Okay.
and it had like a washer with like a huge lug sticking out with a hole through the middle. So then you put the bolt back through it, and then you fasten up the wheel as normal, and then the trailer had like a hook that went onto it, and you put a split pin through it.
Oh, okay.
So that piece is attached to the bike forever now, yeah, bolted on
Right.
via the spindle. But to take the trailer on and off, you just pull the split pin out and just take it off, which is pretty cool.
Oh, there you go. I know
Yeah,
you were
good little
concerned.
sisters.
I know you were concerned. Losing the trailer.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that was strange as well, it only had one arm, like at one trailer hitch. I thought it may have had an arm on either side, but it just had the one.
Oh,
And
it
I was
only
a
has
bit
one arm. Oh, it only.
concerned.
Oh, it only has one. Oh, I thought it. Yeah, I thought it had two.
Yeah, I would have thought, but I guess just to keep the weight down, they have one
Oh,
on one
okay.
side.
Okay. Well,
And
okay.
I was wondering, as we're going a couple of lefts, couple of rights, is the trailer going to slowly start to eke out to one side? And if we go through, because we had to go through quite a few gaps through like bollards and posts and stuff. And I was like, Chris, are you sure we're going to cut through here? I don't want to come to like a sudden stop because half the trailer gets stuck on something. But it was, yeah, it was great. It was really cool.
Well, actually, that's funny because yeah, like you had the easy job. Like your job is just pedal.
Just
Whereas
pedal.
like he had to make sure like if he's taking a turn, like yeah, is the trailer gonna clear where you're turning? Yeah.
Yeah. We were thinking like it would be good. Some modifications would be good to have like maybe something on the handlebars to
Okay.
make Chris be more aware of how wide we are.
Oh, like maybe could you get like maybe rear view mirror
Yeah, that
or
would be cool.
something?
That's the other thing we were thinking if we had a little mirror, then Chris could
Yeah.
just keep his eye in,
Yeah, that'd be
especially when
good.
we're going around a corner, he could see how close the trailer is if it's round quite a sharp bend.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because,
Yeah, that'd be good.
it just took a minute for us to realize like we are not a normal bike. We were long anyway because we're a tandem. Now you've got the full length of the arm, and then you have the trailer.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's
so yeah, it was
yeah,
pretty
me and,
cool.
and yeah, I think like if I mean I've had like my friend my pilot Scott is not he's not a tandem guy. He's learning being on mine. And I've had both. I had my Julio, who is a tandem racer, and you could tell the confidence difference. There's a big confidence difference between
Really?
somebody who is used to being on a tandem with somebody versus somebody who's just a bike rider but never been on a tandem before. So like for instance, he didn't like my brakes when I first got the bike. When I first rode the bike with him, I still had the pads, the regular rim brakes. And he's like he was sketched out, by going downhill and it was raining and like one of the races we did. So that's a big he's actually a big reason why I upgraded mine to front and rear disc
Hmm.
so that he would feel more confident that we're gonna stop,
Yeah.
So but yeah, so props to Chris because like people understand like that's a like if you're not used to being on a tandem, yeah, it and especially now and it's not like you have the vision also to help,
No.
like if you were like a regular
And
person
it's
on a
quite hard on the
tandem,
back anyway, because you can't see much
yeah,
because of the
yeah,
person in
yeah,
front.
no. You see
So
the
you're a bit
but
like, even if you could see, you still
you're
don't have
either
very.
staring at their back or if you're racing, you're almost at their butt. Your
The
butt's pretty much in their
only
face.
the only bit that was really sketchy was when we were on some of the major highways.
Oh, okay.
Like there was huge trucks coming past us, like really fast. We were like, "Oh, please don't hit the trailer and like kill us all." Um, but yeah,
I
it
should
was
put Chris on mine. I go because that's like you guys have like a regular like tandem, or mine's like a race tandem. Like so,
oh,
it's
nice.
lightweight, thin tire, like your whole ass.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I bet.
but yeah. So I mean, I can imagine. But yeah, no, that's definitely props to you. Got to give props to the pilots because
Oh yeah.
that's
Well,
a
without
lot.
them, blind people, low vision people, we don't get to do
Yeah,
this stuff. I always
yeah,
try and make a point about the guides because
yeah, yeah.
um, they often, the unsung. We get all the props, don't we? Oh, he's so amazing. You're doing this. Like,
Yeah.
well, not without
Yeah.
Chris, I don't, because he's the guide, and in this case, he was actually the organizer as well. He booked the campsite. He planned the route. It was his
Unless
idea.
you're
I was,
nuts like me and decide to do BMX on your own, which is,
hmm,
but at least that's in a fixed area, and
yeah,
it's a little different than like, I
mm,
mean, I could a little bit around my neighborhood because I know it's just like running around in my neighborhood. I can ride my bike up and down the street pretty good because I feel like it's a quiet street and it's not
yeah,
too bad. And now I'm kind of versed, I got skills now and I'm really aware, like I'm really using my hearing, really looking up way ahead of me, more than I probably would have done if I were like a regular sighted person.
hmm,
Like I think I'm more, I don't think, when you were better sighted that I don't think you used your senses as nowhere near as much, like when we were younger and rode
no,
bikes.
you don't need to, do you?
Yeah, we're just kind of like, we just rode, you didn't think about listening for a car coming like really intently or a car behind you. Like I'm very aware if like I can hear a car behind me coming and without even looking. I've moved over for a car that was coming up my street and I didn't have to look back because I
Nice.
just like you just kind of like you get that skill, where you just like I know there's a car coming. I can hear that. I can hear something turned up the street. I heard a noise. And so that stuff, yeah, that definitely comes in handy. But yeah, no, you're exactly right though. For that kind of stuff, tandeming and running, it's like, yeah, could I run around my neighborhood? Sure, but would I want to navigate the Boston Marathon? I mean, even though I have like usable vision, it would be just it would be such
Chaos.
hard work.
Yeah.
And I'd probably trip on, knowing me, yeah, I'd find the speed bump. Oh, and then never mind water stations. Water stations are a nightmare. So I mean, being able to have guides that like someone runs off, gets my water for me, brings it to me, and that's a huge thing. Whereas
Yeah.
if I tried to do that on my own, like I'd probably cut in front of somebody and not realize it, or like yeah, like or like you said, I'd find every curb, I'd probably find every you know, bad area in the ground and stuff. So yeah, it's one thing to look and go, oh no, I could see, I could probably do it on my own. It's like, but then you like, those moments realize they humble you and make you realize like, no, 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 like, yeah, I can help out. I have enough vision to be like, okay, I see that guys, or I see this. Like I always communicate with my guides,
Yeah.
let them know because I think guiding and being the athlete's a two-way street. You like it's their job to guide, but it's also my job to let them know what I
I've had a few
see.
guides tell me that that's really helpful.
Oh yeah, like like
If
letting
you
them
if
know
you tell
like
them, oh, I can see this, I can see that. They like that's something we try and do when we're skiing. Um, there's only a few weeks back I went skiing to the indoor ski centre,
yeah,
and Anna was saying it's good because she can't see me because
yeah,
I'm skiing behind. So when she's like, "Oh, there's a snowboarder that's fallen down on the left.
You go,
And if
yep,
I can
yep,
just say,
got
oh,
it,
got him,
got
right,
it.
fine.
Yep.
Then right, okay, that's sort of like logged, memorized, don't need to worry about that. What's the next thing? And then, or right, making a left turn, and then for just for me to go like, like a verbal nod, just to know that yes, I heard you, yes, I've made the turn. It's just the guide can just focus then, can't they, on giving you the next command and the next
Yeah, no, I
command and
think
the next
yeah, I think
command.
that's a brilliant thing. Yeah, so it's like, well, I've always said that. I think ever since I started with Achilles International, and I'd get new guides and and things like that, I would always tell them, I go, it's my job just as much as it is yours
Mm.
to communicate. I mean, I shouldn't just expect like to just show up and go to a race and be like, all right, you're in charge now, and you just have to like figure it out. Like, just make sure don't run into me anything. Because I can imagine that. Imagine like if you're somebody who's sighted, you're not used to like looking for curbs or looking for cones or we're looking for whatever, like
Oh no.
you're just not naturally going to think, oh, he needs help. I should tell him about that. But if I say, hey, here's what I can see, here's what gives me, trouble, here's what I'm going to need, from you. And then I always tell him, I'll tell you even when we're running, like, okay, I see, there's, oh yeah, I see a guy right there, I see this person right there, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely. Communication is both ways when it's in our world. But on a tandem, it's probably like we said, it's not much you can do.
No.
There's not much you're gonna be able. I mean, even I can't. I mean, I know I got a little bit better vision than you, and it's like there's not much. We're and this is something I pointed out. Actually, somebody was thinking about getting. I was talking to somebody who was also vision impaired, thinking about getting the tandem, and I said, just be aware, you have to give up a lot of. You have to give all your trust because running, I could still control. You
You can
know,
always stop.
I could stop. I could
Yep.
if I'm not comfortable, yeah, something happens or whatever. Yep, I could stop or I can pull them. I can even if I'm tethered, I can be like, no, 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 we're going this way. You know, I don't have to worry. Like, whereas, yeah, you're on a bike. That's it. They're controlling the braking, they're controlling the steering, they're controlling every aspect of the bike. You're just adding power to them. And
Yeah, it's funny. I can't remember the first ever tandem I went on. Um, but I do remember the first few times, like I had no idea that the passenger doesn't have any brakes on the handlebars.
oh, you didn't.
And the first time we actually started going quite fast, and I remember we were off somewhere, and just instinctively you go for the brake, and you're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
you're like, oh.
I've got no brakes. I've got literally nothing, and my handlebars don't turn." Um, so I was like, "Whoa, that's that." Whereas now I'm totally used to it, but it's
Oh no, I
quite
remember,
scary
yeah,
when you realize you've got no control.
yeah.
Although I did find I could steer the tandem from the back just by leaning over sometimes.
You can lean in. Well, when I race, that's what he tells me to do. Like if we're hitting corners, yeah, you want
Yeah,
to lean into it a little bit, lean into. Yep. So yeah, yep, yeah,
yeah.
you can definitely do that. But yeah, no, you're
Because
right.
there was one time we were trying to go, I think, to the left, and I looked over my right
Oh, that's a
to
bad
check
idea.
to check that the trailer was still there before we go on this
Oh,
corner. And as I looked, Chris sort of shouted to me, "Dude, you're gonna have to come back because I can't turn." Like he
yeah,
couldn't physically
yep,
turn left because I was
yep.
looking over my right shoulder.
Oh
So
yeah,
until
I've
I
had get
rotated my body
yeah.
back round, then we made the turn.
I had that like kind of same thing when I was like Julio would tell me like he could tell if I move.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd be
Yeah.
like, no, he's like, stay straight, or he'll like lean in
Yeah.
this way, like, yeah, okay, left. He always gives me commands, like, yeah, lean left, lean right. Like it's like,
It's exactly the same on a motorcycle. Like the
right,
person on the
right,
back, like
okay.
that's why they don't call them passengers. It's called a pillion on a motorcycle.
A
On a
pillion
motorcycle, you're not a passenger. You are an active part of
of the thing,
the
the whole
machine.
yeah,
Yeah. If
machine,
you're going
yeah.
around the corner, you need to go with the bike. If you try and resist it and stay upright, then
It's not good,
the
yeah. You're not
rider
the rider is not
really
happy.
struggle to
Yeah,
steer it. Yeah.
I remember my first time going out, and I was terrified because I remember we went out and like, remember how you're describing the pylon things to go through?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, because we're going on a river walk. Yeah, so they have those. And I remember like just as we took off, we were about to drive through those, and I'm going, "Oh my God, we're gonna hit!" You know, like having that kind of that feeling like I can't steer it, I can't control it. So I'm not. I'm literally just like okay, he knows. Like the person driving, they got it. I have to trust them, and that was like that first kind of I'm letting them take control. Like I don't have control. Like, and I have to get used to that, and I have to
Yeah.
know that like if even if I look and go, oh my God, we're gonna hit, that maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Um, maybe it's just how it looks to me. So
It's a good point.
but
It's a good point that you raised. I've never really thought of it like that, but like pretty much even like when I go canoeing, because we go tandem in the canoe, even in that scenario, I could always dip my paddle in and slow us down or stop us
right,
or
yeah, you're like,
change
yeah,
the
you got that
direction.
control. There's a level of control,
But
right?
on the tandem, there's nothing, is
You
there?
losing, and the person I was talking to was like, "Oh my God, I never thought about that." That's funny that nobody, someone
Mm.
visually impaired would not think like, you're on a tandem,
It's
you're
not super obvious until you do it, is it?
right, yeah. That's like you give up. So you got to find person, especially if it's a new person. I had a new person that was a new guide, so it
Mm.
wasn't like, oh hey, I'm gonna go out with so and so who I've known for years, and we're gonna ride this bike, and I know they know how to do this. No,
Mm.
half the time you're just getting somebody you just met, and you're going, all
And
right,
that's well, actually, I've got a question for you about
what's
this
that?
subject.
What's that?
How do you transport it?
Oh, the tandem. Usually, actually, it's funny. Like Liz asked me that same question this past weekend. And I showed her a picture a couple of times. Well, one time, um, when Tom picked me up, he put it on top with a ladder on top of his car, on his SUV. You take the front wheel off, and he had a mount on the top that the front the forks went into,
Oh
and
wow.
then yeah, mounted it that way. Uh, the one time I used my bike for a triathlon, I literally just cleared the back of the Durango. And I was actually took the front wheel off, and I just actually the whole bike fit inside the Durango to lay
Wow.
it down.
Wow.
Um, Other times, Scott would put it in the truck of the bed of his truck. And I think another time, maybe there was, I think Tom put it on the back. Like he had a back mount, I think. We did it differently. Instead of putting it on top of his SUV, he decided to do it. We mounted it on the back. Like he had a trailer. Oh, that's right. He had a bike trailer, like a
Ah.
small little trailer, and he mounted it on this, like he had built this small like little trailer, and we put it on
Wow.
there. So yeah, there's a couple different ways, but yeah, yeah, you're right. Usually, yeah, people ask me that. It's a yeah, getting a tandem bike to events is a lot more difficult, I would say, than
Yeah, because like I don't have a
a bike.
vehicle that it would fit in because the regular car, Anna's car,
Yeah.
that's like
It's
really
not, yeah,
small.
yeah, that's not gonna work, right?
Um, and then the van that we use for camping, um, that would be a reasonable size for it to go in, but because it's got a kitchen in there and a fridge and a corner
Oh, yeah, it's all
unit,
fits. Yeah,
and
yeah,
the bed is pretty high because it's a sofa plus a bed, so it wouldn't fit in there. So we'd have to go on the roof. I would imagine.
yep. That's definitely yeah. They do make, I said, they do make a back mount for tandems, but I don't know if it would work for your van. But I know they do
Well,
make a
it
tandem
wouldn't work
rear
for the
back mount.
roads over here because it'd be too wide to go
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
the tandem, I think, is 3 meters long.
Oh, it's so
Maybe if I
yeah.
took the wheels off, it might not be too
You'd have to
bad.
probably take yeah, right. But yeah, no, you're right though. That's the yeah. For you, probably the only solution would be to mount it on the roof,
A roof mount. Yeah, yeah.
and that would be the way to go. Oh, I want to cover something else actually. I think another thing. So while I was out and not that I'm sponsored by this wallet company at all, but I was thinking about because it's another RP kind of thing. While I was out in New Jersey, I lost my wallet. All right, I misplaced my wallet, and I thought because now it's been found. My friend, Ben found it. B Fox. Um, what I thought to myself is, why couldn't I should have put like an air tag in my wallet, so I can always find it. Well, so when I was like, well, I need a new wallet. So I decided to actually think more RP with it.
I can't believe you've still got a wallet.
I know. Oh,
Not
that's what.
only should you have an air tag in there, do you also keep your makeup and your keys in this wallet?
Yeah. I don't. That's what you're like. You're like, okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was a good time to like, yeah, get more modern, I guess you could say, or more compact. So it's like, yeah, so I found this company tight, and I really like theirs. I have it right here. It's like, see, it's nice and blue. It's
Nice.
like high contrast. And then on the back here, so you undo the I got the one you can get the air tag ready. So
Nice.
you just unscrew the little plate and then you add the little air tag. Just gotta get an air tag for it. But I was like, oh cool. That's like they do make, wallets that like all the,
Such a
these
good
guys.
idea.
Yeah, it's like so, especially then I got blue with the blacks and that's nice high contrast. So if I do happen to drop it, or something, it's gonna be easier to spot than a
Yeah.
black leather wallet.
Do you not have an AirTag?
No, I don't. I gotta get one. I'm gonna. They're only $30.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
they're quite a
uh,
reasonable price, really,
yeah,
for
not too
the
bad.
for the convenience of having one. It's a small price to pay. I think I've got five. Um,
I think, like you
yeah.
said, for people like us, obviously with limited vision, and some people with no vision, that's probably brilliant. And they also make ones. I've seen wallets like this style with the metal wallets like this that they actually beep. They could be tracked. Like you can actually hear them beep. So if you lost your wallet, you can hear it. Like it'll actually like you can ping
Oh,
it.
nice, nice.
Like imagine being able to ping your own wallet. You drop it somewhere. It's
Yeah.
like do. It's like that would.
Well, I've
So
got it. I mean, people with low vision RP, we need this stuff. We just,
yeah.
I mean, I have used the AirTag that's on my house keys.
Oh, there
Probably,
you go. That's smart.
I've probably used the AirTag on my house keys. I've probably used it more in my house than anywhere else because I'm like,
That's
right,
smart.
where's my keys? And I can just say to Siri, find the keys,
Keys.
and they start bleeping, and then I can go hunting around the house to find out which room did I
Yeah,
leave the
that's
keys in. Oh my God, that is like a
yeah. So
life-changing
and it's funny because
gadget.
I said that to
And
Ben, and Ben
and a
was like
top
blown
hit
away.
for you, what I always do as well, whenever I'm flying, which I do
Okay.
quite often around the world, I will just before I get to security, because you got to go through all the scanners and the metal
Oh, right.
detectors
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff, right? So I normally would put my keys in my luggage, and then I always think, well, that's pretty good because I've got an air tag in my luggage, and if my luggage goes missing, I can see on an
You
app
can see what it is.
where it is, and I don't need the keys until I get home again anyway. So I keep my keys in my bag for the whole time that I'm away on the trip. Um, and I found that really handy. Even little things like we've been like, right, where's our hotel? And I can just, instead of trying to Google it or get the address, I can just, well, my keys are in my bag and my bag is in my hotel. Or, you're trying to find the car. Right, well, my keys are in the car. So it's just, honestly, I can't rave about them enough. Such a $30,
Yeah.
absolute, just
That I was
well
thinking,
worth
like, I
it.
mean, imagine like you probably if you were in a situation where, like, let's say you were lost
Hmm.
in the woods somewhere and you wanted to explore to find your way back, but you didn't want to lose where you were. You could leave the air tag where you were,
Hmm.
and go
The only
off and
diff,
try
the only
to
problem with that is it does need to ping off other people's phones. So the further out you are
you go,
from,
it won't like it
yeah,
has like a
then
certain it has a
yeah,
certain like distance you can go.
yeah, because it piggybacks off everybody's phones.
Okay. I wonder how far it would work
Don't
away.
know.
Yeah, I wonder what the
But
distance
it's
is.
so good because like it's got the direction on it as well. So when you get close, let's say you drop your keys in a field,
Yeah, right.
once you're getting close, it's like an arrow on the screen and it
It'll be boop, boop,
goes
boop. Yeah,
to a
yeah.
very, very not like back in the day you had the other tags and the tile and other things and they were just generic.
Yeah.
Bye. They were just generic Bluetooth type things, so you
Oh,
didn't have
yeah.
any direction. Whereas the AirTags, they do have,
Oh, that's
um,
dope.
directional chip on them, which is really good.
Yeah,
And
so I think it's
I've
good.
got the AirPods. They've got the same
Oh yeah, they
technology in them
do.
as
Yes, they
well.
do. Yeah, I've seen that. Yep.
So I'm a big fan. Anything like that, AirPods, AirTags, that
Yeah.
helps me find something.
Yep.
I've
So
got
I
to
was
got
thinking,
my vote.
I was just saying how important it is. Like, it's probably something that's not really, we're not just people don't discuss like, that kind of stuff. Like people with low vision. I've never seen content like that
You
where
know, you
people
know,
that talk
it's
about
quite
wallets
funny.
and
I have
using things.
often considered putting one on my cane.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Right, yeah.
Because I do
That'd
lose
be
that
smart.
quite often
Yep.
as well.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
like, I come in late at night and I was like, right, is it in the kitchen? Is it upstairs?
Yeah.
Is it near the front door? Where the hell did I put my
Oh
cane?
my God, when I was out with Ben, he'd like every single time. That's how I heard him say that like a million times. when I was in New Jersey. Every time Ben's like, "Where's my cane? Where's my cane?" I'm like, "Don't you put it in the same spot so you know where it
Yeah.
is?" Like, yeah, so yeah, definitely he needs it. And but he actually thought it was a good idea for the air tag for the wallet too. I was like, when I said that, I said, man, I should really just put like an air tag in my wallet. This way I would always know. He's like, that's actually pretty smart. I was like, so I don't know why it popped in my head, but then once I saw they actually do make, wallets with air tag mounts, like I'm like, that's even more brilliant. Like, yeah, so yeah,
That's when you know you've cracked it, isn't it? When like like Apple made an AirTag, and now there's people that make products for
to
their product.
actually mount, yeah, to actually, right. It's like, this is ingenious. And now
Mm.
this wall's like so much tinier now, so it's actually nice that I can just have the bare minimum stuff with me. Have to have that
But you
clunky.
can still get your makeup and your keys
Yeah,
in
my
there,
makeup.
and
Yeah,
your
the
lipstick,
essentials. The
whatever else you would put in.
eyeshadow and
Like,
stuff. Yeah.
what do you even have in your wallet? I don't even know why you'd even need a wallet.
You know what? I don't carry a lot of stuff in it, but I do like I said, I have my USA BMX membership cards in there. I have my Medicare cards in there. My like my son's like SNAP benefits cards in there. Like there's a couple things I had to replace. My ID's in there, so I gotta. Luckily, I had brought my passport with me when I was in New Jersey anyway, so I actually still had ID, so I was able to get
Well,
like
you
into.
do you need ID a lot more in America, don't you? I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah.
think is it in most bars you need to show ID, don't you, to buy
Yeah,
alcohol?
when I was in Georgia, when I was in out in New Jersey, when I had lost it, like yeah, I luckily I had my passport, so I was able to use that to get into bars and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That has surprised me when I've been in America and people have been like, you need ID, and I'm like, what? Do I look under
yeah,
18 to you? And they're like, well, first of all, it's 21 here, and second of all,
yeah,
we have to ask you no matter how old you look. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's different.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah,
So yep, so that's yeah, those are things, but like I think those are good. We covered some good subjects for people. Yeah,
cool.
hopefully somebody gets into definitely get a tandem. Tandms are cool.
Get a tandem, get a cane, get an AirTag.
Hey,
Boom.
get
That's
a
this week's message.
yeah, yeah. If we're sharing any kind of message, it's yeah, those are the key points right there. And guides are awesome, and we can't really do much without you. And I mean, there's some way we could push the boundaries, like of things, but a lot of the there's a lot of things that no, it's just not smart for us to do. So we really appreciate anybody out there that is if you guide or volunteer, even if you're a Be In My Eyes person, because I have a friend, one of my friends is actually somebody who volunteers for Be My Eyes. So we appreciate those people a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't used it yet, but I do. I know. I guess I know. People have. So
I've not used the actual service, but I have kind of created my own Be My Eyes service with my friends and family.
oh, there you go.
Because I'll just WhatsApp video call or FaceTime video call
And
and be
then
like,
be
"Hey,
like,
can you
hey,
help me with this?"
that's
And I've been doing
that's
that for years. Ever since FaceTime came out, I've been doing that.
yeah, that's a good one. I can't figure out how to. I figured the next thing how to end this live. Oh, I think I clicked this button. But thanks, guys. Yeah, this is the message for this week. Enjoy. We'll see you next week. We're going to be trying to do this on a weekly basis, and if anybody pops on, we'll be sure to. Oh, someone was actually. Oh, we never heard. Wonder ARP is back on. Shit. Hey, I'm late to the party. Yes, good to have at the hotel to find your way there if in a new town. So I'm guessing referencing probably the cane, right?
Probably the cane and the AirTag. The
Yeah, and
AirTag
yeah, good to find your way
story.
there if you need yep, absolutely. But yeah, no. Absolutely. Thank you, Wonder ARP. We haven't seen yeah, Wonder that's right, because I like the name. I remember. I forgot why. I remember I asked them why their name was that, but
I think if I remember correctly, it wasn't that person from like
like Wonder
Sweden or
or something like
Switzerland
that.
or somewhere
Yeah.
like that.
It was something like that.
I'm sure I remember because I remember talking about where I'd lost my cane off that bridge.
Right. Yep. So yeah, so yep. We close one more time. But yeah, thanks for joining. Like I don't know if you're still on, but it says two. We had two people, by the way.
Oh,
Steve said two people had been watching, Yeah. So, but yeah. All right, we are out. Enjoy, you guys, the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, everybody.
Adios. If I can figure out how to end the live stream, because I don't remember
We
that
may still
anymore.
be here.
Oh, I can pause it though. I figured how to end it, but I know how to pause it. There we go. Guess I could do, and that's the chat. That closes the chat. I'm just gonna close the whole thing. There you go. Just gonna close the window. Problem solved.
Probably still live.
Well, it's like when in doubt, just close the whole window. There you go. I know I gotta figure out land the feature. I know there's like an end or something button. I don't know where it was. I paused it, so I was like, that should work. And I was like, just close the whole tab. And you, yeah, that solves it even faster. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
just in time.
It's just yeah, we're on live for about an hour, which is not too bad. We covered some good stuff anyway.
Well, an hour is better than like
Two
recording for an
hours.
hour and then editing for 4 days.
No, and like I said, it's like to me, it's so much easier just to be like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Until we can kind of and we still have the option to like, put together videos or something in between, like,
Yeah,
if you get some time or whatever, or we think, there's something we want to cover, or,
yeah.
but like this at least allows the algorithm to be like, oh, the RP show is like,
He's back.
is doing things like, and plus, like we usually, I totally missed that person. I would wonder, yeah, her commenting. I was like, oh shoot, it's like someone actually is commenting. So yeah, because I was trying to pay attention, but yeah, it's like, yeah, if we could get more people to start, interacting, it could
Well,
start
if we
building.
keep doing it at the same time,
Yeah, and
this
just yeah,
time, every
yeah,
week, we'll just start to hopefully build it back up again.
they'll be like, hey, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. YouTube will be like, oh, they're doing things. Okay, I'll let other people know. So yeah. But yeah, no, that's good. That's perfectly what we just did. That's a perfect. That's it. Just yeah. What are we doing?
What's going down? What's
What's
coming
going
up?
down? What you got? Yeah,
Yeah.
what you got coming up? Yeah,
I like it. I
just
like it. I like it. I think it's really
yeah,
good.
because we're just
Really.
natural. We're just think, like it's what we do anyway.
Mm.
Like and people like seem to like we said, our whole content is geared towards now inspiring people. So they're gonna be like, oh my God, this guy's doing this. That's what they're
Mm.
doing. Like, oh wow, you
Mm.
did that. Yep. And obviously, yeah, I mean, if we get people on who are like low vision, it's cool too. Just like
Yeah.
it still kind of serves their purpose if they wanted to, but
Yeah.
so but for people to come on and just be like, oh my God, I can't believe these guys are doing this. Like, okay, he took a tandem and did what
Yeah.
with a dog trailer? Yeah, and when I saw that, I was like, man, I was like, because I've been wanting to build like, because I've been watching YouTube videos where people build like bike campers, and I was like, oh man, that'd be so dope, like to get a bike camper. But I need someone like Chris. I need a Chris, where I could be like, because I don't want to build it and then it's just gonna sit
Well,
around.
yeah, because like you do you do need a Chris because like you need someone that's willing to go tandem
Yeah,
and also camp.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you need a camping person and
and
cycling
yeah, in
person.
person.
And luckily Chris is both. He's happy tandem on the bike and he's happy camping. So
And I want to do one like my ultimate goal would actually be do like a week long one. Like I want to do something where like you travel across maybe a state or like you ride the bike until you get to like you find whatever the closest camp. Once you can't pedal anymore, you look around. Okay, like where's the closest campground? Okay, it's like it's a couple miles away. Okay, let's get
well,
there.
I'm trying to talk. I've got a crazy idea that I'm trying to talk Chris into. I think he, I think,
Again.
I think he thinks I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm like dead serious, right? So there's a route you can do in the UK,
Yeah.
and it's called the Hebridean Way.
Okay.
And Hebridean, it stands for the Hebrides, and the Hebrides are a chain of islands off the coast of Scotland, and I think there's like 6 islands, and they're all like pretty small. Like each island is probably like the size of Naugatuck, for example. They're not
Right.
huge, huge. They don't have airports or anything like that. They just have small town and a bit of a port where the ships can come in, like the ferries. And there's a thing that people do. Some people walk it, some people do it in cars or camper vans, and some people do it on bikes. And I would love to do that as our next trip, like just get up to. We couldn't cycle all the way there though, because
Oh, okay.
it's 700 miles to the start line from here. So
Oh, so you okay? So you
so we'd
mean
want to get the tandem. That's why I was asking about
two?
like how do you how do you
Yeah, how you
transport?
mount? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
we'd
So
have
you
to
mount it.
travel up to
Yeah,
Scotland
and
in a
then
car. Then we'd have to
okay.
leave the car somewhere for like a week where it's safe.
Ah, that'd be cool
Um,
though. That's would be cool.
and then we could get on the boat with the first, get on the first boat with the bike.
Yeah,
And once we get off the boat, we could just cycle from like the south end to the north end of the island. And then from there, you can get a boat to the next one and the next one and the next one. And you can do like a loop, which would be pretty cool.
that would be good.
Mm.
No, that's that would be. I think that would be a good idea. I was thinking also you, since you're on the back, could have the option to also include a backpack on you.
Yes, I was that originally. That's what
Did
we were going to do. Yeah.
because like you, I mean, it would be difficult for him to have a backpack because you're like right there,
It'd be
and you'd
okay for him, but
probably
it'd be nightmare for me
for
because I'd have a
you,
backpack
yeah, it'd
like
be smacking you in the face. And
right in my
yeah, yeah,
face. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
like,
like
thanks a
you
lot.
could do like maybe something, maybe not super heavy, but yeah, you could. If you need, I'm just saying, if you needed more gear, if you needed more, like if you needed something, you could
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
you could probably get away with like at least a small
Yes.
backpack and something like carry a few extra, maybe some snacks or whatever you need to like whatever shit is, you know. But yeah, I was thinking about, I'm like, oh yeah, you could do that. But yeah, you wouldn't want him to do that because that would be annoying.
No, no, no. It's pretty cool. And we
Nah,
said one time we might
I
do
love
it
that.
without the trailer. We may just take a small backpack and maybe just take one tent. You can get away with us both going in one of them tiny tents if you know the weather's going to be quite good and it's not going to be
Like
like
super like
super
rain
rainy.
or crazy or anything. Oh, okay.
Because like the tent I had, it wasn't even big enough to sit in.
Oh, like for this trip?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like if I sat up, like my head was like bulging through the ceiling. I had
Oh,
to
okay.
sort of
Like,
you could crouch around in there,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was like even just getting changed was a total nightmare. It was just easier to get changed like outside. Um, they're just really small tents, but they're for hiking, they're for carrying, if you're going up on a hike type thing. So I got the smallest one I could really.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Had a great time. Really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, no, when I saw it, I was like, man, I was like, I've been wanting to do that for like the longest time, but it's like, yeah, like I said, it's just finding the right person. So I totally had FOMO. I was like, that's gonna be awesome.
I'll send Chris to America. I'm sure you would. I'll
Yeah,
show
I'd
you
be
the.
like, yo, come on, I need you on my tandem. How tall is he? Because my tandem's like he has to be at least 6 feet or more, I think, for the front.
He's definitely not 6 feet. He's like the smallest person I know. He's like 4'5".
Yeah, he need to be a little taller than my tandem. My tandem's only meant for like, yeah, it's gonna be like at least my height, close to my height or taller. I think you
Oh
got to
yeah,
be to
no,
be able
no.
to
He's
ride
super
mine.
small. He's not your guy. He's super small. Hey, well, the
Oh,
way Evan's going, pretty soon you'll be able to do it with him.
yeah, that's so yeah. At some point, yeah. I think he probably do it now. Actually, he probably could fit on it now.
Mm.
Even though he doesn't know how to ride a bike, but I'll have to teach him. That'd
Yeah.
be the one way to teach. Be like, here you go. I'm just
I'll,
gonna throw you in,
I'll
and
be
you're gonna.
that is in at the deep end, a race tandem and towing a trailer.
And there's no regular pedal. There's no regular pedals on it right now. It's all clip-ins. So you'd have to like
Oh, jeez.
you're gonna learn everything. You're gonna learn how to
Wow.
clip in, ride. Just
Wow.
the whole thing would be hilarious. Oh, I saw a great thing. I'm hoping they actually do that would help me at BMX for helping me with jumps. Um, I saw Chris, one of my guys, me BMX friends, posted. It's like you you jump on one side and you get air, but when you land on the other side of the jump, it's foam padding.
Oh, wow.
Like a mat. It's like the jump is a pad.
Cool.
So you can just absorb, yeah, like even if you fall, you're okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, that would be, I was like, I would do that. I was like, then it'd be a great way to get me like my just get me over that fear and get used to.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once I kind of get used, like my body gets used to that, the feeling, and my eyes know kind of what to do and things like that. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I could probably transfer that into, BMXing. Like, yeah, when I'm on the course. But so I was
And
like,
then build up to like a hard landing.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah, I think that would be better than just trying to like jump on my own and just kind of
Mm.
sending it and then hoping I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas
for sure.
like, okay, if I do that, it's like, okay, well, like, that's a good gap, builder. Like I could do that. That gets me the motion, gets me the technique down. And then, yeah, I could bring that there. I'm like, I like it. I'm hoping we get something like that. If we do at our track or somewhere, that'd be great. I think Falcon said they might do it. They commented on the guy for Falcon BMX. So if they do something over there, that'd be great.
Nice.
'Cause that would
Nice.
definitely help me out big time. I'm sure you got to go tea time.
Yep, I'm absolutely starving.
Yeah.
So I'll go and have my tea. And then yeah, just
Oh,
chilling
any
out.
bites on the job yet?
No, no, no.
Nothing
Quite
yet.
scary actually. I've had I've had one decline. Didn't even get
One.
an interview, but
Okay.
at least he got back to me, so I appreciate the fact that they've
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's
said,
good. I don't like when they don't
"Yeah, we
get
got
back
your
to you.
resume. We don't think you're a fit."
Yeah, that's fine. Because at least you can be like, all right,
Like, okay, fine. I
yep,
just
fine.
rather that than just never hear back. And I applied for four more, and I've not heard back from any of them yet.
Okay.
So I was supposed to apply for some today. Anna's been on my ass today, but I've
Yeah.
tied up doing other things, and then we had this. So but
Yeah.
tomorrow
All right,
I'm not
man.
doing anything. I'm just going to
And
be
just
like
gonna hammer
head
down.
down. Going to try and apply for another. We're trying to apply for four every day, I think.
It's good. That sounds good. Good momentum.
And I'm starting to lower my expectations now. I
And
might
just
even go.
taking what
Yeah,
yeah,
I might even go for
geez.
like a more junior role because then I've probably got more chance of getting an interview, if you know what I mean. I might as well be at the top of that ladder instead of trying to
Oh, because
get
then you can
to the
also if
bottom
you
of the
can also
next.
get on top of the ladder also. It's like a foot in the door type of deal.
Exactly. Even if I take a junior role, even if it's
And
on
take a step
half the,
back,
even if it
just
was on
get
half the pay that I used to be on,
okay, all right.
at least it's money, coming in.
And you could probably, like I said, you'll probably will like accelerate fast if like yeah, you get it once you get in there.
Once I get in there, I just got to get them
Yeah,
job.
right. So maybe I get you. That would work. But yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Well, good luck.
Cool. Right. Good to speak to you,
Enjoy.
bro. Yeah, I look
Ditto.
forward to catching up next week.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Later, man. Enjoy.
Later, dude.
See you in the
Bye.
club.